I'm Charity, and this is Theorematic.
Watch the sunset. Don't let the buildings block you. Skyscraper. I'm starting to get used to you. It's midnight, but it's so bright, and that's so right. Tell me your secret.
So the new EP is called Yellow, and it's been a long time coming, and I kind of went through a huge group of songs that I had written already and realized that I kind of write in like phases, and that I had like a group of songs that were really lovey-dovey and like honeymoon phase, I'm feeling good content, and those songs are what make Yellow up. So it's not only the content, it's also like the musical feel of the songs. They're really bright, and I felt like Yellow would be a good name for it because I have this tendency of like when I'm describing to people like how something felt to me, I tend to say like, yeah, like that room had a really like navy blue feel, and it'll be like I describe an energy with the color, and it don't make sense to everybody, but it makes sense to me. So things that are just positive and have a good energy and just upbeat and exciting, and they're always Yellow to me. I'm taking a live approach to the EP. Not that it's like a live performance being recorded, but working with a lot of talented musicians on kind of just going into the studio, playing live and recording that way instead of it being like a tracked out, produced approach. So we're getting ready to rehearse right now, and then we'll be in the studio next week. Generally, my process is that I know what I want to write about, and sometimes I'll have chords that I like that I'm playing, and I'll write to those chords. But I think most of the time, I'll start writing lyrics, and then I'll find a melody for those lyrics, and I'll find chords for that melody, which reveals to me that I'm more of a writer. Like my first love, my true love is writing, because that's always what comes first. I started playing piano at 8, but I was playing classical piano, and my teacher, God bless her heart, she was just mean. And I remember one time I hadn't practiced for a lesson, and I kept messing up, and she took a pencil and was like popping my hand, and I was like, because me and my sisters were homeschooled, and we didn't deal with a lot of like teachers being mean to us or any of that, so I knew from that moment that she would no longer be teaching me piano. I quit that day, and but my mom made me pick up another instrument so I wouldn't like be a for real quitter. So I started taking guitar at 13. So I played piano for 5 years before. I had a single that I put out in 2011. It's kind of embarrassing because I put Sounds Like Love out, which is one of the songs that inspired the concept of Yellow. Put that out in 2011. 107.5 premiered it. It did well. I had a lot of support. People bought it. Like, it was on iTunes. People purchased it. It was on the radio. I remember getting texts all summer long about my song being on the radio. I did a Kickstarter campaign, fundraiser, to raise money for a project after Sounds Like Love. Raised $5,000 like that. I mean, everybody made it clear that they believed in what I was doing. So I was supposed to go ahead and finish a project after that, but I was such a baby, and I didn't know the first thing about independently putting an album out. And Yellow is an EP, 5 songs. I was trying to put out like a 12-song album. I had like picked producers, a bunch of different producers. Like, I think he would do this song well, he would do that song well, which I'm sure works for certain people, but it didn't work for me. And then I had incurred a lot of expenses because I felt like I want this to be the best possible. So I would spend like a lot of money on everything, and looked up one day and didn't have none left. So, I mean, that's just the reality of it. Didn't have money left to pay producers and to do it the way that I felt like it needed to be done. I was really stubborn about how I felt like it needed to be done. So now I've learned, I mean, I've had 3 years where I've had to learn, where I've had to own up to the fact that, girl, people invested money in you and you haven't put a project out. So, I mean, that's the type of thing I think about all the time. So it's pushed me into, I think, a greater awareness of self and how to get this done. And I'm talking a lot now, but I know now how to use my resources and how to reach into the pool of people that just straight up believe in me and that will help me in order to give those people that did invest a return on their investment. So that's my hope for Yellow, to beyond, you know, it blowing up and, you know, doing something. For me as an artist, I want to be able to say, okay, here, y'all, because people have believed in me from day one, and I'm just really ready at this point to give them what they believed in. More now than I even realized back then too, like, because I'm in Nashville most of the time now, because that's where I'm finishing my degree at Tennessee State, and like any Detroiter, even people outside of Detroit know what Detroit is going through. And as an artist or a leader of any type in Detroit, you want to help. Like, even if it's just through art and lifting people's spirit or having a platform so that you can bring uplift to these communities, you feel a responsibility, a burden. Well, that has a lot to do with why I'm so inspired to not be a mediocre, regular person. Because I know that if I can build this platform, I can go and help the women that I have a heart for. I can help, you know, these communities that I came from. So that has a lot to do with it. And then I think Detroit, too, is also just a really, really creative place.